All right. I got a little quick story, or two quick stories. The last one I like the best, but I think Yaro's gonna like this one because he's covered a couple pieces on this. But Hawaii lawmakers approve marijuana decriminalization bill. The Hawaii House of Representatives last week approved legislation to expand the state's decriminalization of marijuana, only 3 days after a bill to legalize adult use cannabis in the state was killed for this year by House leaders. The House voted on Friday to approve the pot decriminalization bill SB 2487 on its third reading. The chamber approved the bill with amendments sending it back to the Hawaii Senate, where the measure was approved by a vote of 24-1 on March 5th to become law. The Senate must pass the amended version of the bill, which must then be signed by Democratic Governor Josh Green. If passed into law, the bill would be decriminalize the possession of up to 1 ounce of marijuana and up to 5 grams of cannabis concentrates instead of jail time for such offenses. The bill sets a maximum fine of $25 under current Hawaii law. Possessing more than 3 grams of marijuana is a criminal misdemeanor, carrying penalties of up to 30 days in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. Heavily fining or putting people in jail for possession of some small amount simply serves to impair people to hold the job, get loans, things you need to advance in society, says Democratic Senator Chris Lee, one of the bill's authors. He also says decriminalizing possession of cannabis is something that is a big step forward, he says. Possession of larger amounts of cannabis will still be a misdemeanor under SB 2487, and although the penalties for such offenses are reduced by the measure, the bill also creates a new offense for smoking marijuana in public that carries a fine of up to $130. On April 2nd, leaders of the House of Representatives killed the bill. That's all this stuff. But good news, Hawaii. That's some good news for you. What do you guys think about this?
I love how it starts to get into how the Republicans were trying to how to crash everything, and then you just.
Well, I mean, it really doesn't have anything to do with that story. We're talking about this one bill, and then they want to, dovetail into that, and we're already late on time. So to me, there's no point in talking about the BS.
I think this bill is mid. I think this bill is very, very mid.
You think it's mid?
It's been a long, winding road for Hawaii.
It has. It's like the road to Hana.
It really
and I'm just trying to get to the 7 sacred pools.
I mean, I did the road to Hana in a record time, like up and down in like 45 minutes.
Look, Hawaii's facing some serious issues, right? Environmentally too, but like their cannabis program is like they raided what was that story? They raided the caregiver and they did away with like the whole like the caregiver kind of rules and regulations and the protections therein. So like that, I mean, it's kind of going in the wrong direction, I would say. I don't know. I had a friend that went there to grow, and now he's not growing cannabis anymore. And he was working for like one of the bigger companies on the Big Island. But like, I don't know. I'd like to hear from some people on the ground. If we know anybody, if there's anyone in the chat, if we know anybody out there, let's hear from them.
If you're in Hawaii, if you're in Hawaii, tell us. Throw something in the chat on this video. Throw it in.
Or just send me a one-way ticket to Maui and Hawaii. I'll come out there.
Hang out with the Rock and Oprah out there. Is that what you're going to do?
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, the moments that I've had where I felt the closest to God through nature was in the Grand Canyon, Hawaii, and Alaska. Northern California, notwithstanding. It's a very special place. It has a very relevant history when it comes to cannabis as well. The challenge is that I'm sitting here watching the slow roll of policy in Hawaii, and I'm thinking back 4, 5, 6 years meeting tribal leaders from indigenous people from Hawaii at MJ Biz who were talking about doing tribal grows there and having a head start. And obviously the soils there and the climate. I mean, I want to enjoy some Hawaiian grown sun-grown. Like I'm excited about that. There was a chapter of my life when I did do that, and so I'm sitting here listening to this slow rollout, and I'm like, look, if your governor's last name is Green, you got to be able to do better than that. And I'm also thinking, we talk about how these states roll out programs and they often replicate the bad policy of previous states, and we see these missteps. And sorry, New York, but we are still talking about you. And yet I'm watching the slow rollout in Hawaii, and I'm like, God, if you guys just rolled out previous states' programs and did it faster, it might actually be better than this just
Have you ever been to Hawaii?
Based.
Have you ever been to Hawaii, Yarrow?
Oh, yeah, many times.
I mean, everything moves slower in Hawaii just in general.
Just
the whole pace of life.
The island is 55 miles per hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Speed limit.
Yeah, like everything moves slower in Hawaii, so I'm not surprised that it's moving at a banana slug's pace.
I love Hawaii. I love Hawaii, and I second your sentiments on Hawaii, Yarrow. Like I've never felt more at peace anywhere, and to just kick it with the native people out there, the descendants of kings and queens whose land was most recently stolen by white supremacists in charge of this country, the lower 48.
And Oprah, don't forget Oprah.
And yeah, Oprah.
Can't forget Oprah. Yeah, I'm not
gonna go deeper there. I'm surprised Jason didn't bring up Alan Dulles and the deep state. Get me started today.
Oh well, hey, speaking of that, I mean, at least the Republicans did introduce some things to change the name of Dulles Airport to Trump International Airport.
You know how I feel about that?
Mm-hmm.
Is that gonna fly?
Oh, that's cute. That's cute, Yarrow.
Without diving too deep into it's not even conspiracy. This is just real. Like all the political, the dark stuff that we're dealing with goes back to Dulles. Do I believe that any airport should have any person's name on it? No. Do I believe that Alan Dulles is a better name to have on it than Trump? That's debatable.
Yeah. So you're in support of renaming it to Trump International Airport.
Alan Dulles, Donald Trump.
Yo, Dulles also perpetrated the coup against Mohammad Mossadegh in 1953 in Iran. It was the CIA. It was
Alan Dulles,
and it was Teddy Roosevelt's grandson, Kermit Roosevelt. So
who killed Jack Kennedy?
Was that the same guy? Interesting. Good. Yeah. You can thank them.
All right. We're gonna hop out of the rabbit hole real quick, and we're gonna go into this final story real quick. And
I'd like an airport named after me.
Yarrow.
Fuck your airport, Yarrow.
Yarrow, there's a band named after you, Karangbin.
Yarrow, you'd have a little private airport.
Shit, man. That's my shit. I love some.
I'm just saying, when people are flying high, I want to be named for it.
Yarrow, you'd have a little private airport that you just have like little dinghies fly in and out of.
Oh, dingleberries.
little puddle.
Jason, some of us want to rock more than just a landing strip.
Little puddle hoppers.